Hello, my people, lovelies. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends where you are watching from at this moment of the day. Really, I want to go straight to this particular information or this news or the topic of discussion. I'm going to talk about three major things on this video. Number one is as they happen now in Imo State between Emeka Ihedioha and Hope Uzodimma. I know why I mentioned these two people, and also APC and PDP. I know why I mentioned them differently too. Again, somebody that most of the people are not even talking about, who is one of the major bone of contentions or one of the major engineer of most of the things happening between APC and the PDP as a result of vengeance or animosity in the person of Nwogwugwu. Well, my people, the issue is number one, I want to talk about what I think democracy is all about. You know, I don't know why we claim to be a democratic country or state, but we don't practice what it is. It's obvious that democracy is all about government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And when you come to democracy, we now talk about rule of law. Which principle of the rule of law is supremacy of the law? That is to say, nobody's above the law. And when you come to this rule of law also, we have what we call the human rights. So, but what is going on today is that the state we found ourselves don't even value this principle of human rights. And when we talk of human rights, more especially, we have what we call freedom of speech. That's the area I want to talk about. We have freedom of worship also and freedom of movement, though they also have some limitation. Then, what am I trying to talk about at this moment of the day? Number one, like I rightly said, when you come to developed countries like these areas, you find out that most of these presidents, no matter what you say about them, no matter what you talk about them, no matter the names you call them, they don't care. What they are after is to do that thing they think and feel they are voted for and they are doing well. They will not arrest you because you call them name. Can't our people, every time they quote America, I will quote America and all the good things. Can't they now quote America when it comes to democracy? America, that somebody will come up and talk on the president anyhow they like, would wish, the man wouldn't care. He doesn't bother. Say whatever you want to say. He does what he know that is good for him and what he thinks is good for him to do. He doesn't care the names you call him. He never arrested anybody for calling him names. Why is it that the country Nigeria and the states that made up of the company states that made up of the state or the country Nigeria cannot allow people to express their grievances, to demonstrate, to express their the public opinion is no more. The people to aid their views is no more. It is prohibited. It's sinful now. It's a taboo. It's a crime. It's illegality. Why so in a democratic country that a media director of their opponent maybe put up a propaganda or say something against the government, criticize, let me say, criticize the government, the ruling government. This is not the first time. There is no government that exists without criticism or without opponents. What is the job of the opponent? That is criticism. And without criticism, no government will do well. You need people to criticize you, challenge you, and what you, as a good government, what you are expected to do is when you are being criticized by the opponent, you sit back and ask yourself, this thing they are talking about, am I doing it right or wrong? If I feel I'm doing it right, what can I do to make it better? Because when better is when best is available or better is available, good is not good enough. Then you can adjust. Not even intimidating people, arresting people. Okay, for instance, they said the governor of Imo State is being called a Supreme Court governor or Abuja governor, and so on and so forth. What does that have to, does this stop him from doing the work he put there to do or he's elected to do? Why must someone be arrested as a result of this? Why? Okay, the young man wrote that when Abba Kere died, that the governor wanted to rename Imo State University on his name to mortalize him. Then, if it is not what you have planned to do and you never had it in mind, you overlook it. What's the sense of arresting the young man? They said as allegedly, it might be a rumor, and when a rumor comes in government, the opponent have to take it up to stop it. Because if nobody takes it up, such thing might be carried out, and before you know it, it is late to, redress. That is why we should have opponents. Why do you people, what joy do you find in fighting your brothers and sisters, putting them in jail for no reason, in detention for no reason, torturing them for no reason? And we forget that this particular office we are talking about is just 8 years. You get out from there, another person will come. When Rochas Okorocha started, he never knew 8 years will be over. And when 8 years was over, it was to him like 8 days. He wanted to put his son-in-law to continue, but he couldn't walk. 8 years was like 8 days. The same thing right now, this 8 years will still go, and another person will come. And we forget that the measure of which you measure to others will be measured to you. What I'm saying now, I'm non-partisan. I have no party. But what I'm telling you is what we're doing is what doing well. Let us stop fighting people in the name of, trying to do whatever we want to do without anybody criticizing us, or trying to create fears in people, stop them from, talking, seizing their freedom of speech, frightening people. I think it won't not doing. But like this young man now, I'm looking at Charlie Boy. When Making Hero has started, all of them came. They were all on the roads, chanting, marching, talking about on how they are going to work with Emeka, and if he doesn't work, they are going to make sure they kick him off, that this government belongs to the people, and so on and so forth. Yes, all of us commended their, movement, that actually this is what we're doing. They are supposed to talk to the government and let the government know that we, the people, own the country and the state. Let them not think that they own it and they should take us any way they like it or treat us any way they like it. I commended what they did then. But why this time around the same thing did not repeat itself? Or could I say just because they love Emeka Ihedioha so much, they didn't want him to mess up? That was why they shaked and, tried to make him work. In the same manner, I think they should still love this young man too, and still make him work, and still put that kind of match they did during the time of Emeka Ihedioha, and talk also and let him know that, if he does not work, they're going to still do what they told Emeka Ihedioha they were going to do. What stopped the youth now to march and still charge the president governor of that particular state to still work? Yes, I know a lot of people that are watching this or going to watch this really are from the state, Imo State. I want you guys to still tell me what you think about what is going on between PDP and the APC. The present government of Imo State, are they right to have arrested a media director of their opponents because allegedly they said he called the governor, Supreme Court governor, or Abuja governor, and also he wrote that the governor wanted to rename Imo State University Abakari University as a kind of trying to modernize him. So these three reasons, do they worth getting this guy arrested? Is that a breach of fundamental human rights? So these are things we want to discuss at this moment of the day. So the next is all about Nwogwugwu. If you refer back during the time of Rocha Sokorocha, we had a lot Nwogwugwu said against APC. He had his, I think, first and second couple. He said a lot of things. He talked about all the roundabouts in the state, what Owele buried in all of them to cage the Imolites and the prosperity of Imolites, the progress of Imo State, and so on and so forth. He said a lot of things that all of you know, and we still have all those plates today, Couple 1 and Couple 2. So, but to my greatest surprise, I really believed, though I can't buy that idea. Like people always say that even though the angel comes down from heaven to, contest for political position in this country called Nigeria, that angel will be corrupted. Could it be exactly what happened to Nwogwugwu? Because Nwogwugwu, I know, is somebody I believe was a man of integrity. From what he did during the time of Owele, everybody was like Nwogwugwu. But this time around, does it mean the power is intoxicating? Now he came out and is now fighting the PDP that put him on that particular area. Not only fighting them because anybody is free to, decamp and go to wherever you want to go, but you do it in a right mind. You do it selflessly, not selfishly. So even though he has differences with Emeka Ihedioha personally, like I watched him, listening to him sometime, he said he joined party because of Emeka to help Emeka win election and so on and so forth. Because of how he was treated, he decided to decamp. Yes, fine and good, you have decamped. I think what is expected of him as a gentleman, a man of integrity, we took him to be, would have been to focus on his position and do his job, because he's still a young man that has a brighter future, that may even come sometime to contest for governorship. man, if you start this way, people will see you as a political harlot. I'm just advising you, please, I so much love you as a person. Why? Because I think I met you far back. I met you Chicago far back, 2008, when I took some of my students to for excursion at Hotel de la Paix, Aba. So we met him there. He interrogated them, asked them some question, advised them. We, play with them, and so on and so forth. I developed interest. I was watching his comedies often, had interest in all he was doing. But the way he's, going about things now is something I don't like. Because allegedly, I had he actually sponsoring a bill trying to, move Imo State University from the site where Mbakwe, the best governor ever we've had in Imo State, cited it between Mbisa and Nkokbwala. And when Owele came also, he tried and built structures there. Everybody was like, wow. And what remained was to, shift the College of, the Department of Agriculture to that place. So the rumor has it now that actually Uche is sponsoring a bill for them to, relocate that university from Mbisa and Nkokbwala boundary to Nwogwugwu. So a lot of people are like, is this a kind of vengeance? Does it mean he want to use that to fight making Hedon? But then making Hedon is not Okbala, it's not Mbise. So if he's doing that, he's fighting a particular nation, which maybe, I don't know whether he's thinking of future or just he think everything ends in these 8 years. So which may haunt him back, because you can't fight a whole nation. People say that if one person cook for a multitude, they will finish it and even demand for more. But if the multitude cook for one person, he may not be able to finish it up. I'm advising you as somebody I love, somebody I like, somebody I cherish what you do. I think that you should really try and amend this political style. So a lot of people, even our people say that Azana and Noka, a lot of people that love you have started losing interest. A lot of them are saying a lot of things. I'm truly advising you that you should not be, you're a young man, you should play different politics, different kind of politics. You shouldn't follow all these men to do their own thing in their own way. That's my humble advice. And again, I think advising the Imo State government to please allow people to freely express their mind. Even though they want to demonstrate, allow people to demonstrate. I believe that if you are doing the right thing, you don't have any reason to fear. No matter the criticism of people, I think seeing is believing. What you do speaks for you. Those things you do speak for you. You don't need people to, no matter what people talk, if you are walking and doing it, people already will say, what is this guy saying? For instance, the Cross River State governor, who can just go to Cross River and say that man is not working. His work speaks for him. You can't say the man is not working. He's really doing the job. So, go to River State. At least 4/5 of the River State people commend their governor. Despite all the things he, do, a lot of people say that there is SSS, SSS on what he does, but people still like him. His people still like him. This is what it is. The best, despite what people say, if you are doing the right thing, doing what people are saying, it doesn't matter the name people call you. It doesn't matter what people say. What you do speak for you. Those things you do speak for you. So it's hard time we, don't fight physical, don't retaliate, don't just throw battle on people, but let us use what we do to, fight back to our opponents. For instance, people come up to say APC or Hope Uzodinma, Governor Hope Uzodinma is not working. And people go around the world and see everywhere road construction going on. There is energy, infrastructures, people are being paid salary and so on and so forth. When the opposition is talking, people would ask them to sit down because the job is going on. That's what we want. That's what every state in Nigeria wants, for Nigeria to be good. And all these developed countries you are looking at, what they do is to use to use their work to show what they can do and what they are doing. Not just talking and fighting. I know that people, and we do say that almost all the politicians are same, but it's hard time we advise all of them to start changing their, mindset. Let you guys start, doing why you are elected. We don't want to know the means or the way through which you find yourself on the seat. But there are things you may do. People will forget whatever means of which you come on this seat as the governor of the state, or any political position you find yourself. So what people want to hear, what people want to see is what you are doing for the people. Is the economy growing? Is the security assured? The infrastructures, are they working? So are you working on them? Are you building them? Are people seeing it working as expected? That's what people want to hear. So my people, all Nigerian states, I plead with you that you allow people to express their views. This is democracy. Stop fighting your citizens. Allow them to say their minds. In summary, free Ambrose Nwogwugwu. He's a media man, personnel. Free him. Freedom of speech is embedded in the Constitution as the fundamental human right of every citizen. Free the young man. Chalebo and the youth of that state, I think Chalebo is from that Imo state. You guys should still come up and march again and tell your governor to actually allow people to express their views like you did during the time of the other governor, Emeki Hedera. So as I'm talking to the Imo State governor and the Imo State government also, I use the same opportunity to talk to other Southeast, governors. Allow your people to free their mind. Allow your people to exercise their freedom of speech. Develop your states. Don't be selfish, be self-free. Be selfless, sorry. Do why people have elected you. They will praise you and they will return you. You'll not fight with anybody to come back there. I'm not trying to be tribalistic. The south, the west, and the northern areas also do the same. The governors do the same. Let Nigeria, if Nigeria is working, if there is equity, if Nigeria is free of nepotism and tribalism, there will be no agitation. No people will come and say they are trying to break up. But it's the inequality, sidelining some people, neglecting some people, seeing them as nobody. That is why what is happening in Nigeria is happening in Nigeria. So I'm using the opportunity to ask Imolites, the Imo State people, to free the media guy. God bless you all. Bye bye.